Hey everybody. So I've updated some more stuff on the ADO test helper, and these are kind of some game changers, I feel like. The first edition is you can take work items and you can go into ADO and you can create a query on work items. So when you go in there, you go to queries, you do a query of all the work items you need, like PBIs, user stories, whatsoever. This will take all the work items, take all the information from the description, the acceptance criteria, the tags, the title, and it will automatically create test cases for each work item using AI. So you can use Claude, GPT, or Copilot, and it gives an advanced prompt to do it. It's completely free as long as you have an account with any of those, and those accounts are free. So I set it up. I didn't want to do an API between them because I don't want you to have to pay for it. So this is all free. Also, you can take a use case, a requirements, Word doc, anything like that, paste it into here. Again, it'll run through Copilot, GPT, or Claude, and it will create test cases based off your requirements document. Playwright, work in progress. If you don't know what Playwright is, it's an automation tool that's owned by Microsoft, and I'm building it in here. So eventually, you can record scripts, upload them to Git, and then the final goal is once you redo your build pipelines and everything's deployed, you'll have a VM server, or even the deployer's PC could run some Playwright automation scripts to make sure your web app is up. This kind of works. It's not all the way there yet, so we'll get into it just for a second at the end. Still have test runs and test case creation. So I'm going to go through all of these really slow. And this is the latest version. So today is May 29th. It'll probably be available by June 8th, I'm guessing. Google's a little faster, so it might be available by like June 4th. Chrome's a little slower. I'm sorry, Edge is a little slower. And the way to get it, you go into the Chrome store if you want it for the Chrome browser. You type ADO test helper, click here. As you can see, kind of a big deal with my 6 users, including me, so that's 5. Yeah, we're doing well. But anyway, you just click add to Chrome. It'll pop it in your extension here. Edge users. These links are also in the description. You search for ADO test helper. This pops up. Click here. As you can see, again, no autographs. I'm a big deal. And then click get. I already have it, or incompatible. Oh, because I already have it installed, so that won't work. Again, this is the Chrome browser that I'm using. That's why it's incompatible. So anyway, I have it installed. I have the latest version. So just one more version than those. And when you to open it, you click your little puzzle piece, or on Edge, I think there's an extension piece. It looks very similar. Click on it. Once you've installed it, click ADO test helper. It pops open like this. First thing you want to do is connect to ADO. And the way to do that, click there. It'll ask for the URL and the token. This is my sample URL. You don't have to just grab from here. You can grab the whole thing, and it will shrink it down. So I'm going to copy it. I'm going to paste it in here. And then for the token, some people might not know how to do this. It's pretty easy. You come here, click user settings, click personal access token, and you want to click new token up here at the top right. Put in a token name, ADO, test helper, whatever you want to do. You can make it 30, 60, 90, or custom. You can make it go all the way out, I think, for a year. So if we come down to May 28th, 27, full access, and then click create, it'll create your token. Copy this. This is your token. Don't give it away. Put it somewhere safe. You're going to need that. But once you enter it in this, it's going to save inside the browser, and you won't have to re-put it in until a later version comes out. But keep it just to be safe, so you don't have to do this part. So anyway, I'm going to put my token in. I already have it. I'm going to grab over here. So I'm going to paste the token over here, and I'm going to click Save Connection. And this takes you right into your dashboard. And one of the cool things about this dashboard it gives you anything that was assigned to you over the last 7 days. I've been messing with the test case portion, so I have a bunch of test cases already created. One thing I know is a bug here is this counter up here and here, but it does show it here. So any work items you have assigned to you that are high or critical will be in this list. They won't tally up here. Again, noted, I'll fix it. So if you have user stories or PBIs or bugs, anything like that, it's high or critical, it'll be here. And then all your recent activity is here. And all these are clickable. So if you want to click any of these, it'll actually redirect you into ADO to see the work item that you just clicked on. So all the hyperlinks you could possibly want. There's a task, takes you to the task. So the first thing I want to show you, and this is, if you never used it, I'm just going to go through everything again so everyone sees what it does. So the test case creation, what you can do is you can load an existing test case and edit it, or you can create a new one from scratch. So if I'm in ADO and I want to go into my parts unlimited and I want to look at my work items and I want a test case. So I want this test case right here. So I'm going to do 5489. I'm going to grab this ID, copy it. It has 2 steps. So I'm going to put 5489 in here, paste it, click load test case. It loads the steps right here. And obviously we only had text steps there. So what we could do, if we wanted to do additional screenshots to these steps or reorganize them, we could say I want this step 2 to be step 1. I just click up and it goes up, or I click down and bring it back down. I can add extra notes into here or into the expected results. So the steps and the expected results editable completely. If I want to do a screenshot, all I have to do is take my screenshot. So I do print screen. I just want to grab this. And if I want to paste that, I just click paste. And right here's my screenshot. So I can do that with every single step that doesn't have a screenshot or anything like that. I can also delete a step. Say, I don't want this step here. Delete, it's gone. The save text, not really necessary because it auto saves when you enter it. So don't worry about clicking save text. If I want to enter a step above this, like a manual step, say you're running a batch job or anything like that, click insert step above, step 1. That's the action, expected results, and click OK. And if you wanted to add that screenshot there again, you could paste the screenshot. And you could add more text to it, to either one of those. Now, if I want to start recording, it's going to go from the bottom. So say I want to go into ohio.gov. And I click start recording here. And it gives a little pop-up. If you don't want to see that again, you can click that. I'm going to click continue. And now you can see it is recording. So I'm going to come in here. Anywhere I click, it's going to put a green square around it. And it's going to record the step, the action, the expected result, and the screenshot. I'm just going to do three clicks just to show you how this is working. So I'm going to come back in my test helper. And as you can see, it shows the click, the expected results, and the screenshot. Screenshot pops up in a new tab, so just close the tab and you'll come back. Again, you can reorganize any of these steps. You can go up, down, add text, anything that you want to change, you can do as well. I think you can add another screenshot. So I do another screenshot, it replaces the existing screenshot. And now that that's done, I'm going to hit stop recording. So what we can do now, since we have this existing test case, we can upload this to ADO. So I'm going to click upload to ADO. I can do this button or that button. I'm going to click right here. And as you can see, it took that existing test case that we had, 5489. It added all of the extra steps to what we did. Also has all the screenshots. So if I click in here, it's going to show me that screenshot in a new tab. So all those extra screenshots are in your test, ready to go. If you wanted to create a test from scratch, so it tells you right there after I upload it, pop up, updated that. Now, if I want to do one from scratch, I can click unload, get rid of that test case, delete that. Say I like this and I want to get rid of these 2 steps. But other than that, these are all fine. I'm going to add one more step below, some gibberish just to give you another step. Gibberish, there's the step. I'm going to take one more print screen. I'm going to paste that here. So I have my screenshot, all my steps. Now I want to do this as a new test case. So I can say test case. I'm not doing an existing test case. I'm going to change this to Gary test and description. I'm going to click upload to ADO. One other thing you can do before we upload, you can actually export this as a PDF. So if you don't care about ADO, you just want some instructions to send to somebody, do your instructions on how to do stuff, click export to PDF, and it prints out a PDF for you. You can save it, print it, whatever you want to do. It has all the steps. So that's a little extra bonus. Let me come back to there. That's the pop-up. I'm going to close that. Now I'm going to click upload to ADO. It uploaded the new test case, 5627, all of the steps, all of the screenshots. So then you have, on top of the one we edited, you now have a brand new test case. So that's what those can do. I'm going to grab this test ID. Actually, I cannot use that one because the only way you can, I'm going to show you next the run. So anytime you're done with something, you can just click back to home. First, I clear everything out. Just click clear steps, resets everything, unload just to be safe. Back to home. Now we're going to run. So in test runs, the only way you're going to get these test cases to work is if they're in a test plan. So if you wanted to add this into a test plan, you'd have to go into your test plans and you would actually have to add that test case by a query or anything like that. So you can, let me see if I could do a quick example. I think I have to go this way. New suite. I'm going to do a static suite or a query-based suite. And I'm going to just type ID and that value, run it. There's that test case we created, create a new suite. Now, obviously, you can make this filter a bunch of test cases or whatever you want based on whatever criteria you want. And I'm going to click create suite there. You can only contain test cases. Work item type. Don't know what that is. So anyway, we're going to use an existing one. And they have to have steps. And I'm going to show you, because if they don't have steps, you can't run a test, obviously. So we're going to go into our test plan. And as you can see on our test plan, we have these plans. And in here, I have demo or plan 1, just to show you how it looks in ADO. So if I click plan 1, you see I have 4 test suites, and each of these suites have the same tests, which will show in here. So I'm going to select plan 1. I have 4 of the test suites that I just showed you. I click any of them. And one of the cool things about this, you can use yourself because I'm the only one in here. But if there's other testers that are out of the office or they need help, you can actually select one of the other testers and help with their work as well. So anyone that has test cases, you could select them. And then you could select a test set or sort the test by outcome or test name. So if you just want to see all the past ones or failed ones, you could sort by outcome. See, there's outcome. It's anything that's not unspecified, which means not ran, or the other way around. So I'm just going to go by name. And I think I need to find one with test steps. So let me see if I can do this one. Before you move, okay, so this is telling you if you have another monitor, the idea is this browser would be in one monitor and whatever you're testing, that would be in a second monitor. So you could have this open and you could have this on the other monitor and you could click around and test and you could pass your steps. So we loaded this test right here. And here are all the steps that are in that test from ADO. And you can actually type in the results. So say you're in here and you're like, I need to click this button and the result is it goes to this page. So you could actually type in the result of what happened. You could paste a screenshot as well. I don't think I have a screenshot. I copied some text. Let me grab a screenshot. So if I want to paste a screenshot is down here of that result from that step. I can make it passed, failed, or blocked. If you're not going to do each individual step, you want to bulk pass or bulk fail, you can bulk pass down here in the bottom right, click pass all or click fail all, whatever you want to do. And then when you're done, all you have to do is click submit test run to ADO. So I'm going to paste another screenshot just to show you this. So I click this, it's submitting the run, it's going to pop open a new tab, that run, the pass. If you come down here and click on it in ADO, it shows you that test run, it shows you they all passed, and then it also shows you the attachments, which are the screenshots that we just took. So that's all uploaded into ADO in the test run. I'm going to close that, and that's pretty much it for the test run. Now, for the new stuff, we're going to go into use case to test cases. So what we're going to do, you can use Claude. Again, these are all free. If you have an account with Claude, a free account, or GPT or Copilot, some people you have to actually use the 365 one on your PC, which is fine. It's a copy paste anyway, not a big deal. But this gives you the option of which one to choose, and it'll open up a tab to paste your text in there. So this is a use case or business requirements or business rules, and it's going to create test cases automatically. So what we do here, I Googled business use case, business rules for a web app example, and it gave me this quick e-commerce sample use case business rule. So I'm just copying that. So if you had a Word document with a use case or business rules, requirements, whatever, you could copy the whole thing. And I go into my ADO test helper and I paste it in here. And I'm going to type, because this was, you can put anything. If you want an identifier for filtering later for queries or whatever, you can identify it. I'm going to do ecom just because that's what it said, e-commerce down here. And you can start whatever test number you want. And I'm going to do a tag of ecom. And I'm going to click build prompt. Now what this does, this will build an advanced prompt. You just copy this whole thing. And it can be extremely long. Trust me, I put a 300-page article in GPT. I do have a paid version. I don't know if you can go that deep with a free one. The free ones, you can go pretty far. And it created 217 test cases off of it automatically. I'm going to copy this prompt, though. This is the advanced prompt that you're supposed to put in GPT. So I click copy. I'm going to click open GPT. It opens GPT. All I'm going to do is put paste in here, and it says the advanced prompt. You don't have to read it, you can, but it just tells it how to make a specific JSON file that you're going to paste back in there to upload to ADO, and I'll show you what it does. So it says make a prompt, here's the use case, make me some test cases. So I click that, and it's making a JSON file. And you can read it as, this is the test case ID, this is the title of the test case, this is the step, and this is the expected results, steps, expected results. And again, these are only as good as your requirement documents, your use cases. So if you have trash requirement people or trash use cases, you're going to get trash. But if you have really good ones, you're going to get some good test steps. So this is writing out every single test step or every single test case with steps that it thinks it needs for that requirement document. So I'm going to copy this, and the way the prompt is written, it only gives you a JSON. It doesn't, sometimes they give you that extra fluff. It doesn't have fluff. So all you have to do, it tells it, don't give me any fluff. You just copy it. You take that, you put it back in here. This says Claude, but it can be Copilot, GPT. They all work. Click paste, click validate. I'm going to scroll down a little bit. Watch this. I click validate. It took that JSON file. It automatically created all of those test cases with the title. Now, all I have to do, this part, I don't think this works quite yet. You could push it into a specific test plan, but you don't have to. We could create a test plan, query by ecom tag or ecom title, and push that into a test plan suite or a test suite or both. And then you would have your test cases. So I'm going to say push to ADO. It automatically pushes every single one of those test cases into ADO. So it's in there. So any link I click is going to open that page. Here's the test case that it created for me just then with the steps. And if you wanted to double check, you could go into queries and you could do a new query with title equal or contains ecom and run it. And you should have PBI. So I have to do work item type equals test case, run it. So these are right there, the ecom here. These are the ones that we just created specifically with AI, and they're all there instantly, and they all have their steps. So that is one of the coolest things I've ever created out of this entire thing. There's one more that's probably just as cool. I'm going to show you now once I get up here. Okay. That is all of that. Okay, we've covered that. Now we're going to go back to home. Now we're doing work items to test cases. So what this is, you have a query in ADO. So somewhere in ADO, you have a query made. All queries in here. Make a query if you want to grab specific work items, and then we're going to use those to create automatic test cases. So you have a query of all work items or whatever you want to build. Say for this build or this iteration or this sprint, I want to grab all these PBIs. So that would be your query. We come in here, I'm going to use GPT. If you don't know the query ID and if you don't have the query ID, you can do the advanced query language here and you can just paste your query in. But to be easier, I have browse queries. It automatically shows me every single query that I have in ADO. So I'm going to select user stories. Loaded 16 queries. And what I'm going to do now is click fetch work items. And it automatically fetched every single PBI that was in that query. It would do user stories too if they were there, but I think this is Scrum or whatnot, so it wouldn't have user stories. And one of the other things the requirement piece had as well, and I'm going to show you, is you can actually select which test cases you want to upload before you do them. So here's all the work items though. I don't want all of them. I'm going to do a handful of them just for speed. I'm going to say I want these 3 work items and I want to create test cases off of these with AI. So I'm going to do ecom2 for my tag or my ID format. So that's going to have the title starting with ecom2. I'm going to start with test 1, build prompt, copy my prompt, click here, opens ChatGPT. Again, this is free. You just create an account. It's free. You don't have to pay for it. If you use it a bunch like I do, you got to pay for it. Paste that in there. Boom. It starts writing the JSON for you automatically. I'm just closing some tabs while it writes. Okay. So it's writing my JSON, all the test cases, and we can break it down. Here's your title. Here's the test. Here's the title. So unfortunately, the work items in this situation, it's the free project, the dummy project for Microsoft. I don't think there's a lot of details, so I don't think it's going to have a lot of steps or anything for us. But it created this whole thing based on those 3 work items. I'm going to click copy here, go back into my test helper, click paste, and click validate. And again, on the other one with the requirements document, you can select if you want all or none. So you don't have to upload everything. So this has a bunch of test cases. And one of the neat things about this is it breaks it down by work item. So it'll not only put the test case in there, but it attaches the test case as a test to the work item. So I'm going to just let them all go in. I'm going to click push to ADO, and it automatically pushes every single one of those test cases into ADO. So that's done. Any one of these I click on, it has the test case that it created with the steps based on the PBIs that it looked at, and it linked it to that PBI. So if we go into this PBI, you'll see every single one of those test cases that we just created linked here. Automatically done with AI. And then all you have to do is focus on brushing up your test steps. Or if you have really good documentation, maybe throw some screenshots in there with the tool or just run it. So that is a huge time saver. So anyone that says they don't have time to test, you got to show them this tool. One other thing, and it's not finished, so don't get too excited. But when it's done, it's going to be really cool. It's Playwright. So with Playwright, you have to start an engine, and it's built into the plugin. So you might have to go in and find your actual plugin. There's a runner server. I don't know if it's going to work on this. I have it set up on another PC. So if I click on runner server and I click start runner, this is what's going to run Playwright. Again, Playwright's automation recording tester. So I click start runner. It might fail. Yep, it can't work. So over here, but it does kind of work if it's all set up. Maybe it will. Let me click run. Oh, okay. Not installed. So I don't have all the installations done. Node.js isn't installed. I'll show you that next time when it's done. But okay, that's all I got. If you have questions, let me know. Again, this only saves data on your browser. I don't have a server. There's nothing collecting your data. I'm sure you're all nice people, but I don't want your data. I don't have any need for it. So anything done is on your browser and your browser only. And if you think of any enhancements or anything like that, just let me know. I could probably add them. All right. See you guys later. Thanks.